Hi there, I'm going to show a quick video on my recommendation of neighborhoods, going over the neighborhoods. Forgive me if I miss anything. It is late at night. I'm trying to get everything done this Thursday evening here, and I will. Okay, so let's get started without further ado. So right now you can see a map of Victoria. So I've pulled a map of Victoria. Let me see if I can annotate this a bit. Okay, I can annotate. It shows here. Let's see my mouse, I guess. Mouse, it shows here. Okay, it's already showing my mouse. Let me see if I can draw. Okay. Free drawing. Okay, so here's Shorts Bay. This is where the ferries come in. This is downtown Victoria. Airport is somewhere around here. International Airport. So I want to highlight all the infrastructure, okay, just to give an idea. Downtown Victoria is here, airport's here, ferries are here, key transportations, and the university is somewhere around here, okay? Costco, good to know where Costco is always. Costco is out here. These are key locations, I would say, in a Victoria person's life. The hub obviously is downtown. This is where the legislative building is, the capital city is. But as you can see, there's two main highways. There's one that goes up this way, and there's one that goes up this way, okay? So the island is unable to grow this way, right here. Oh my God, apologies for this. I'm gonna erase some of this, okay? It could only grow this way. It can't grow this way, sorry. The island can only grow this way here. So you're going to find that real estate prices here will always maintain well, whereas real estate prices here can always expand, and there's room for growth. But having said that, though, this highway here, there's only one highway. So you're going to find that even though housing may expand along this route, there's only one highway access. So traffic, now they're working on this way. I live around here, close to the water, and for me to get from, I'm more here, sorry, from here to get to downtown is a 15-minute drive on the highway, and traffic isn't bad at all. To get from here to Costco during traffic, it's 45 minutes for this distance here without traffic. So it's important to know traffic as well. Without traffic, it would be 15 minutes. Generally, the rule of thumb, everything Victoria is 15 minutes. Going to the ferries is a 40-minute drive, okay? Going to the airport is, they always say, 30 to 40-minute drive here, if you do some work traveling and whatnot. So just to give you an idea of those areas. Now to look at the neighborhoods. Let me erase all this stuff here and look at the neighborhoods around Victoria. Okay, so I'm going to grab my drawing tool here. Here we go. And talk about the neighborhoods. Okay, so there's Shorts Bay, there's Sydney, North Saanich. This area here is more, they don't like a lot of development and they love their farms and country. It's more country living, okay? Horse farms, blueberry farms. Busher Garden is somewhere around here, I would say. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so Busher Gardens around there. Brentwood Bay is lovely. It's got a nice community by the water and close to town. And the nice thing is, if the Malahide, remember I told you that one highway that goes all the way up, has one part that goes around mountain. When it shuts down during the snow, there's no access this way. What some people do, a little tip here, is there's a ferry here. You can see that little line there. And they catch the ferry here, and they get back on the highway, and they can go to their home if they live in Mill Bay or Cobble Hill or that lake town I told you about, Shawnigan Lake, which everyone likes to go on vacation. The vacation homes tend to be out here. Most people want to live close to work. It's just easier than dealing with the Malahat. A lot of people, cheaper housing and more flexibility as far as having legal suites and whatnot is in Langford, close to where Costco was, where I told you right here. So people tend to live in the Langford area, but it is far from town. I prefer for clients who work in town or go to university in town to stay within this area here, if they can. Okay, View Royal, Esquimalt, Victoria, Oak Bay, and I'll talk about prices and get into details about that shortly. All right, so sorry, I went on a tangent there about the ferry there, but it's good to know these little facts about Victoria if you're gonna come out here, or even if you're not, it's always good to know about this. Okay, so Langford, Costco, I'll leave that circle there. Okay, so we talked about the major infrastructures, the two main highways, how the city's growing, where the hub is, and where I would prefer, if you live in town, where it would be preferred to live, which would be this area here. So now I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, if I can. Okay, oops. Oh, my circle zoomed in too. All right, well, let's just erase it. We'll deal with it later. Okay. Okay, so let's see if I can move. Oh, great. I don't know what the zoom's doing. Okay, yeah. All right, so then we're going to zoom in a bit more and see the neighborhoods here. So University of Victoria is in the neighborhood of what they call Gordon Head. Okay, University of Victoria is in Gordon Head. The most expensive, prestigious, like the original where the British settlements were, is in what is called the Uplands Golf Course, is where they call Oak Bay. So I'm trying to find Oak Bay. So there's Fernwood here, you can see that. Oaklands and Oak Bay. I don't see if they put Gordon Head there. There's Victoria West, there's Victoria Downtown, there's Saanich, there's Saanich West. These are, I would prefer Saanich East. Saanich is a good one. Gordon Head is good if you have a child who's going to university. It retains its value very well because rental will always be good. The campus is limited in housing supply, so you will find that suites can be easily rented around here. So that's a good thing. Oh, I don't understand why these don't move with it. And what else can I say? And value always maintains well in these areas through recession, throughout. Now, areas that are, so I would say Saanich East, and accessibility to university, Saanich East is really good, Saanich West. But having said that though, if you do have a car, I mean, getting on this highway and getting to the university is great. It's very accessible. And also Victoria is a bit of a biking town. So you can always, like, there's biking routes to get to the university. Parking at the university is expensive. So I suggest if you can either buy within walking distance or commuting distance, it would be ideal from a university perspective. Or in a location where you want some greenery or acreages. I mean, if you're going for definitely for 1.1 million, you could afford this area. Obviously, the more you move out for 1.1, you're going to get more bang for your buck, especially out in Langford. In Langford, you're looking at getting an acreage with a house, 5-bedroom home and whatnot. Probably out this way will be an acreage, you get less. Langford, as I mentioned, let's zoom out a bit. Moving out this way, you'll get cheaper and you get more bang for your buck. Moving out this way, you'll get a bit more bang for your buck, but it'll still cost you a bit more, okay? But these are, in my opinion, this area is limited in supply. It's nice, it's prestigious. They don't allow more development. They're really maintaining the rural setting. There's beautiful trails. It's close to town, but at the same time, you can be rural within 20 minutes. I love this area, I do. Farm country, I call it, right? And it's close to the airport. It's close to the ferries. If you want to get a getaway, it's close to university. I like to be this side versus on the other side or being stuck through the Malahat. Okay, but having said that though, it's completely your call and whatnot. And prices will tell you where you want to be, okay? So Cordova Bay went out. So we'll go now to my, where is this? Sorry. Okay. So we'll go to my website. Nice cheesy photo there. Haha. Okay. Let's go down here and let's look at the areas that I put here. So I've put Victoria, Vic West, View Royal, Souk is far out. Sydney, I like. Central Saanich. Colwood is good for, it's a bit out too, I would say, from university. So I would look at Victoria, Vic West, View Royal. Sydney is not bad. It is far out. These are far out, Sydney, and you'll see it on Google Maps. Okay. Ideally, I prefer to be in Saanich West, Saanich East. Oak Bay is expensive. Remember, that's the expensive original area. So Saanich West, Saanich East, Oak Bay, Esquimalt is good because it's close to town. It used to be the ghetto because that's where the sailors were, but it's changing its whole, because it's so close to downtown. Developments happening there. The properties being bought up and being changed up to newer modern homes. So this whole neighborhood is up and coming. Esquimalt, North Saanich, Saanich West, Saanich East, Esquimalt. Central Saanich is where I live. I like it. It's far out, but it's still close to, it's on the border of Saanich East, View Royal, Victoria West, and Victoria. Highlands is beautiful. Again, if you have a car, by all means, let's move a bit further out, but if not, I've broken it down into categories here so you could see. I'm not sure. If you do want to get something quick by the summertime, and there's a good deal and you can't go wrong and you need housing for your child for university, I would do a condo, brand new condo, downtown Victoria. I know some developers are trying to offload some. Location, you'll never have trouble renting a condo downtown, and you'll always get amazing rent for it. Okay, so let's go back to our map right here and zooming in. There are some really nice projects downtown. Rent is the same as downtown Vancouver, but our prices are almost 30% less than condo prices downtown Vancouver. So you see great returns here in that regard. And you don't have to put that much up. So you can get a condo for $450,000. If you do want to go down the route of just getting a home and putting the $450,000 towards that, then I would just grab, and those condos would be around here. And then they would just catch the bus straight to the university every day. Mind you, university now is all online. But let's go. Okay, so you just catch that up here, and then you start going to these neighborhoods. I like Royal Oak. Royal Oak's a nice thing. And the nice thing I like about looking for real estate through Google Maps, you get to see the amenities around. This is a lovely, retirement, nice area. So a lot of people like this area because there's this lake here. There's a trail all around it. You can go, there's canoeing in the summer, you go by there. And then there's a, do they show it here? Commonwealth. Yeah, there's a Commonwealth pool here. So your gym, your exercises, your workout, your rec centers here. There's a golf course right here if you want to go. Beautiful golf course, Maddox Farm. And I'll show you guys where I live. Okay, so this is Maddox Farm. There's a restaurant lounge right next to it, a golf course. And then there's farm side, and then you can come here to Elk Lake where everyone in the summertime puts out their thing. And you get on the ferry, you get on the highway and you're down to and you take this exit here is what I usually do. And you go along here, Cedar Hill, and you're at the university in 15, 20 minutes. You could do that too. So Saanich East, this area here is Saanich East, okay? And Royal Oak is a good neighborhood as well. Broadmead Village is a nice shopping center. It's it's a retirement community, older people. And then as you move to Saanich West, more middle class, still retains its value well. And Saanich East is considered to be higher. After Oak Bay, you would do Saanich East as your neighborhood. And then downtown Victoria is obviously more condominiums. And the expensive area of downtown Victoria is your Fairfield, which I will go to. Now these parks, problem with some of these parks, and it's good to know this, most people don't know this coming to town, is you have the homeless people setting up tent. So parks are great, and I'll tell you which ones you want to be careful of living anywhere close to, because you have all the homeless people attempting to break into these homes around in this neighborhood and being significantly unhappy. So I'll let you know about all that local information as well. And there's one street in Victoria that you never want to buy on because it's all homeless. A few apartment buildings have been bought up to house all the homeless drug addicts as well. So that street is not safe at all. Again, those are things, I think it's Pandora right here. You never want to get anything on the street. You'll find it significantly cheaper, but it's crazy how once a few blocks over, how expensive it becomes and how much better it is and expensive. So I know it looks like it's very close on the map, but it's actually quite far apart, and it's still great value to buy just one street up of here, Johnson and all these other places. Or more this, it's just one particular within a few blocks that those homes are, that the homeless people are. Actually, it's around the McDonald's, that you want to be careful of if you're buying a condo. Fairfield is a very nice area. Expensive in my mind. If you're going to spend money, you're going to get a little house, old house, dilapidated house on a property. I would put that money towards getting myself a bigger property, because money's in land. Bigger property, a bit further out. I mean, it's all 15 minutes. So drive 15 minutes out, you get a farmland, you get a community, you get trails, you get way more bang for your buck. Or go to Gordon Head, where you don't have to pay for transportation. You're going to get middle bang for your buck, because it's more expensive considering it's close to university, and the university is close to the ocean, right? It's beautiful out here. This area can be expensive, but you can get some nice deals or nice stuff out here. So this is Gordon Head, Saanich East. I like Saanich East. Saanich East, Central Saanich is where it's at. And Saanich West is good too. Downtown Victoria is good, but it's more of that rustic, hippie, San Francisco techie vibe, housing that's up and coming out there. Whereas Saanich East is your more traditional, retired, nice modern home still. It's a solid neighborhood, and it always fares well through all ups and downs of the real estate market. So that's a good one. I don't know if I've hit all the points here. What else can I talk about here? I'm going to try to just go over the map here. Yeah, Vic West is good. Esquimalt is what I talked about. It used to be, so downtown's here. It's literally across, there's two bridges that connect to this part of Victoria. This is a good area too. It's close to town. But if you're going to the university, it's a bit of like, you got to switch a lot of buses to get to the university. So I would just stick around in Saanich East, this whole area, where you either can bike it out here, or drive or whatnot, or park somewhere and then bike. And there's trails. There's a biking trail all the way from downtown to the ferries, and it's called the Galloping Goose. It literally runs from downtown. It's a trail specific for bikers. There's one also biking lane that goes from downtown to Langford, where the Costco is. And that's a great trail as well. So they've made it really a biking town. They want people not to bring their cars downtown, but bring their bikes. Ain't gonna happen with me. With all the stuff I carry in my car. But yeah, it's the thing with downtown. It's beautiful. I mean, the cruise ships come out here, but unfortunately, we do have homeless people. Homes downtown do have those break-ins. Again, I like Saanich East. You don't have that. The homeless people situation. It's a nice middle class. It's clean. Nice shopping rec centers out here too, and beautiful trails as you go towards the lakes and you go towards the ferry, and you're close to the airport. Infrastructure wise, I love it. I love Brentwood Bay, really close to the Busher Gardens, as you can see right here. This is a beautiful area. I think I'm really trying to sell you guys to live closer to where I live. But this area is good too, don't get me wrong. Like, what made Langford famous is this Bear Mountain Resort. So there's this famous hockey player who had this whole dream that I'm going to build a golf resort that Tiger Woods is going to come play on in Victoria, right? And his name was, I believe it was Len Berry. And it looks like Whistler. It's quite pretty. So let me type it in, Bear Mountain. Langford was kind of known as a redneck town, right? F-150 trucks. Every other person has an F-150 truck, tank top, that whole scene, trailer park scene, right? But it changed when Len Berry came and bought up all this cheap real estate and built this resort town called Bear Mountain. And because it was cheap, people were selling their expensive homes out in Gordon Head, where UVic was, and moving out to Bear Mountain, building these beautiful homes on golf courses for way cheaper and paying off their mortgages. So they were doing that shift. Bear Mountain. So it's changed, and then Costco went out there. So the whole neighborhood went from, we used to call it Lang Hole to Langford, and Bear Mountain changed the whole image out there. So you still can get great value, and the mayor is awesome. So here, this is Bear Mountain, right? It's beautiful. There's tennis courts, there's clay tennis courts, there's golfing. This is there's a Westin Hotel in the heart of it. You can get some really nice homes on the golf course here. It is nice. It is separated from the other part because you have to drive through this gateway to get up into the heart of it all. And you can get homes on free. So there's two types of homes that you can own. There's homes that you can own on freehold title, and there's strata title. So you share common areas and you have to pay on that. I always recommend getting freehold because you own it. You don't have to pay into any monthly fees or whatnot. You just have your property taxes and the fees on that. So I recommend that, and you do have lots of those in Bear Mountain. So this is a nice area to be in. Highlands I like as well. It's right next to Bear Mountain, and it's got a really Highlands, Victoria, BC. Well, you can look at the homes out there. It's got that rural, like forest, trees. Images, let's see. Yeah, it's quite beautiful. A lot of mountains. This is Cougar Town. If you want to see a cougar in your backyard or a bear, Souk Highlands is definitely, it's kept well. So you can literally create your own little park out there. But I love, part of Bear Mountain actually is in the Highlands, but the developers have really cleared it up and expanded it. Some part are condos, and they've created beautiful pathways. So I do like Bear Mountain if you were to go to Langford. There's some parts of Colwood that have amazing water views. Beautiful water views. Absolutely. I mean, it's absolutely stunning water views. There's a golf course out in Colwood too. But again, it's far out and there is traffic going that way of the highway. Because Colwood was right here. Let's go back. So this is downtown Victoria. This is the way that I love for you guys to move towards. This side is not bad too. Colwood is more out here, closer to Langford, right? Yeah, I think I've said enough. If you have any questions, let me know and I could do another video on your question. Always here to help. And I love Victoria and I want to convince you guys to move out here. Not because I actually grew up in Africa, in Botswana. I'll show you guys actually right while I'm on here. I grew up in Gaborone, Botswana. And yeah, this is my hood that I grew up in. And my dad is big time into real estate out there. And I got involved. It's about a 3-hour drive from Johannesburg. And they sent me to boarding school up in a place called the Shawnigan Lake. Has a very famous private boarding school, Shawnigan Lake, Victoria. So I went to boarding school out here and my husband, and haven't left since. And I love it here because I always say it's the closest thing to Africa. It's the friendliest part of Canada, the warmest part of Canada. This is my Africa I found right here in North America, and I'm staying here. So I really, really love it. And I know you guys will too. And if you guys need, oh, did I zoom in too much there? Yeah, so that's Shawnigan Lake up there. This is downtown Victoria. And for the ferry, in the summertime, there's a ferry that goes every hour. You can go to, where is it? Vancouver is somewhere around here, Vancouver. So it would go to Tsawwassen and then you drive up. So the ferry goes through here. And if you want to go to Seattle for the weekend, you can take the Coho, they call it. It takes you to Port Angeles and then you drive up. Or you take the ferry to Vancouver and you drive up to Seattle. But there's another ferry that's super, it goes from downtown Victoria to downtown Seattle. It's called the Clipper. And there's even flights that go, float plane flights that go. So you can be in Seattle over the weekend. There's great package deals. There's lots to do. I just love it. It just has quick getaways to really neat places. And these islands are absolutely stunning. Galiano, Salt Spring. It's like out of, some of these are even filmed in IMAX movies. They're so stunning for their natural habitat and trails. I mean, I love San Juan. Yeah, just feel free to Google it just to see. And a little neat tip, I did an HGTV show where we so lucky, they took us on a yacht and we got to go through and show, well, I got to show these buyers all these waterfront properties. So if you do have Shaw on Demand, you can watch that show. It's called Off the Grid on the Beach. And I think it's episode 5, the latest season. Off the Grid on the Beach. And we went and looked at all the islands around Victoria, and it is stunning, 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 stunning place. Okay, well, without further ado, I'm going to say thank you guys, and stay in touch. Take care. Bye now.